Welcome to the Ultimate Go Programming Live Lessons second edition. Yes, it's the second time we're here, and if you've seen the first edition, there's a lot more going on here. My name is Bill Kennedy. I am a trainer in the Go space. I've been training companies for over 4 years, hundreds of companies and thousands of developers. And this class is really about somebody who wants to learn this language inside and out. I assume that you're already a software developer. I'm not going to be teaching you basic syntax. I'm going to be teaching what you need to know, the history, the mechanics, and the semantics of this language so you can learn how to read code and leverage Go's tooling like never before. So in this video, we've got lots of lessons, and I really need you to start from lesson 1. Please don't skip around. I build layers of foundation that are going to be very important for you from beginning to end. So we're going to start with like design guidelines. I've got to get your mind in place for what Go is, where Go is trying to take you, so you can appreciate everything I'm going to show you moving forward. Now, we are going to talk about language syntax, and a lot of the language syntax we talk about will revolve around, again, the history of the language, the mechanics, how things work, the semantics, how things behave. This is so important. So we're not going to really be talking about syntax like you think. Like, I'm not going to teach if statements and for statements. We're going to teach the semantics about these things that are unique or very important in Go. Our data structures, our arrays, our slices, and our maps, our core data structures in Go. I'm not going to just teach you how to use them. I'm going to teach you why they're there, why Go only has these data structures and the mechanical sympathies and the data-oriented design aspects behind it. Now, we always got to learn decoupling, right? We're going to learn how to work in the concrete. Our performance comes from the concrete. It's our data structures, our language syntaxes, but decoupling is key. We've got to be able to minimize those cascading changes throughout a code base. So we're going to learn the mechanics behind decoupling, the cost of decoupling, and a lot of the semantics there as well. Then we're going to get into design, right? So we've done that, we've learned that. Now we get into design. We learn how to leverage the beauty of composition in Go. We start to design our software from the concrete up through the use of composition. Error handling is everything. We're going to learn how important integrity is in Go, and that error handling piece is going to teach us how to write APIs that respect the people who are using our APIs, right? We're going to respect and give people enough context to make informed decisions. Now, I see a lot of companies lacking on the idea of package-oriented design. How do we structure projects in Go? How do we design packages? We're going to talk about that from a design standpoint. I'm going to try to give you as much guidelines as I can around packaging. Then we're going to move into the concurrency, which is where you're probably going to want to try to start. I'm going to try to hold you off again throughout the class. Start from the beginning. Get to the concurrency sections when they come up, because we're going to be using a lot of what we've learned as we move in there. So I'm going to teach you Go routines and how to manage Go routines and how to deal with synchronization and orchestration, especially when we get into data races. We'll talk a lot about synchronization in our data race lessons, and then channels we come back and start talking about orchestration. So all of this concurrency stuff, including special patterns that are going to help you really summarize all of this stuff and show you the real power of Go. And once we get through all the concurrency stuff, I'll show you how testing works in Go. Unit tests, subtests, mocking. I'll show you all of that stuff. I'll show you how cool benchmarking is in Go with some basic benchmarking there and validating what you're doing in terms of benchmarking. And then we're going to have a ton of fun learning how to do profiling and tracing. And every single lesson that I've just mentioned sits on top of the other. So really take the time from beginning to end to walk through this material. There's a lot here, a lot here. I normally teach this material over 3 days, and you get the opportunity to sit there in your home, wherever you are, and take your time to learn this stuff. It's going to be very valuable for you if you're really looking to be a high-level, performance-oriented Go developer. All right, that's everything, so let's get going.